Hey. Mike. Guess what day it is? Hump day. Hi, guys. We are still on Wednesday, aren't we? Why do I feel like I'm ahead a day or something? Okay, good. I just checked the phone. We're still on Wednesday. Thank goodness. How's everybody doing? Let's say hi to everybody. I don't know if you can hear me, Mrs. M, but I thought about doing it like in the moment, but the timing was bad because people were still at work and I wanted to do this as a family. We've sat through this 50-day trial, and I wanted everybody to be here. So I hope you join us after you're done with dinner and your dinner goes well and you have tons of fun. Hey, Allie. Hey, Sam. Hey, Tony. That's me. Let's see who else. Hey, Jen. How you doing? Amelia Sparkles. Momo. Hello. Hey, Crystal. Good to see ya. Cement Shoes. Mark Klein. Hi. Well, I think Mark and I were. My first guess was close, and then I changed it after those damn closing arguments. But okay. The jury started deliberating this morning, and the verdict came in at 4:30 Eastern time. So they took from what I think 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 hours minus an hour for lunch. That's 6. And then like a 15-minute break in the morning or whatever. So, 5.5 hours, close to 6 hours. So yeah, I think we were pretty close, were we not? And then I changed it because after those closing arguments, I really thought that the defense opened up a little bit of a reasonable doubt door, not a big one, but a little one. They only got to get one person, and and then when the state put on their rebuttal, that sliver just was almost non-existent at that point. I mean, Mr. Wilson did an amazing job on rebuttal. So let me get over to YouTube so I can show you guys, because I want you to see this verdict. And if you haven't done so while you're waiting on me because I'm slow, could you do me a favor, please, and give your girl a thumbs up on the stream? And hey, if you feel like it, share it out too. If you got people that are interested in the Wagner trial and or the let's go here. Hold on. I want to just check something really quick, because after the verdict was reached, there was a little bitty like press conference type thing with the families. Okay, it's not on this video. It's probably going to be on the long one. And I want you guys to see that. So I just have to skip through all the day today, get to the very end. All right. That should be it. Okay. So, yeah. Hey, Corky. Good to see ya. So, yeah, let me get it together. Pull yourself together, Jen Lou. All right. I'm going to make this bigger. All right. Add it to the stream. Are y'all ready? Aw, Allie. Yeah, I went over to Alex Erickson's. Okay, so I intended to talk about Delphi, Quentin, Simon, the Idaho 4, but then the verdict came, and I really wanted to talk about that. But also, remember how we were watching Juan David Ortiz's trial this morning? Well, they did eventually get to the interrogation, and I've heard that it's very good. And I watched a little tiny bit of it just to make sure, because you can't just assume that things are good, right? Just because other people. So I did that, and then so I had to change up my game plan. We're gonna cover all of those cases that I mentioned, but I think we're gonna. Where is it? Hold on. I want to. Like Saturday, I think. All right, so here we go. He's getting all the paper in order, making sure all the things are done. Yeah, they were, and I'm going to play that. That's why I had to get. That's why. Hey, nonstop mom. That's why I went to this stream instead of just the verdict stream, because the verdict stream is like 26 minutes. But I want this. This is the stream that has the Roden family after the verdict, and I wanted you guys to see that. Bruh. Okay, here we go. They're standing up now.
Please be seated.
Oh, I don't think I spelt memberships right on that. Sure didn't.
Again, the verdict with respect to count 21 states we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of obstruction of justice as charged in count 21 of the indictment.
Why is Mr. Deering sound like he's going fast?
States we, the jury, further find that the
That's
state
normal.
of Ohio did prove beyond a reasonable doubt that at least one of the crimes for which the defendant intended to hinder the apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of another, or at least one of the crimes for which the defendant intended to assist another to benefit from the commission of is a felony. We, the jury, further find beyond a reasonable doubt that the following is or are the crime or crimes for which the defendant intended to hinder the apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of another, or for which the defendant intended to assist another to benefit from the commission of, and circled there, and the instruction was to circle all that applies, circle all in the brackets below that conform to your findings. What they have circled is aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, conspiracy, unlawful possession of dangerous ordnance, tampering with evidence, forgery, unlawful use of property, interception of wire, oral, or electronic communications, and engaging in a pattern of corrupt activity.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, is that your verdict as to count 21 in the findings? Does counsel for either the state or the defense wish to have the
What
jury
the frack? Hold on a minute. This ain't right. I forgot there was a minute. Hold on. I forgot they had to take the recess. Sorry. Because they forgot to circle apart. All right. That's my bad. Sorry about that. That's what I think. Cement shoes as well, because whew, Mr. Wilson. Thank goodness for Mr. Wilson.
And after I've read each verdict form, I will ask the jury whether this is your verdict. And you should respond if it is. You should stand up and make it known to the court if it is not. All do appear to have all 12 signatures on every place that we would expect the jury to sign their verdict. Verdict as to count one.
I got a new mic too, Nonstop Mom, so we should be better.
That the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count one of the indictment. It says, we, the jury, further find that the state of Ohio did prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, while committing the murder as charged in count one, have a firearm on or about his person or under his control, as alleged in count one, and specification one to count one. It says, we further find that the state of Ohio did prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant displayed the firearm, indicated that he possessed the firearm or used the firearm to facilitate the said offense of aggravated murder as charged in count one of the indictment as alleged specification.
Hey, Mrs. M.
It says, we further find that the state of Ohio did prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the firearm the defendant had on or about his person or under his control while committing the offense of aggravated murder as charged in count one of the indictment was equipped with a firearm, muffler, or suppressor as alleged in specification 3 to count one. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict? Now, I'm going to shortcut a little bit on the next one, but in the next few.
You did call it, Mark, you're right.
States,
And they do need a
states,
congratulations.
find beyond a reasonable doubt
50 days is
that
a long
defendant
time.
George Washington Wagner IV is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count 2 of the indictment. And on the specifications, all 3 specifications are also found to be true by the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict? As to count 3, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count 3 of the indictment. All 3 specifications are also found with respect to count 3. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your vote? As to count 4, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count 4 of the indictment. All 3 specifications are also found to be true by the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your vote?
Yes.
Verdict as to count 5, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count 5 of the indictment. All 3 specifications as to count 5 are also found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
As to count 6, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count 6 of the indictment.
No, they're not close, Tony, because they're blinking. I just put my face right up to the computer screen just for good measure.
As to count 7,
This is satisfying.
we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count 7 of the indictment. All 3 specifications as to count 7 are also found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Verdict as to count 8, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, is guilty of aggravated murder as charged in count 8 of the indictment. All 3 specifications to count 8 are also found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your vote?
Yes.
It was pretty nerdy. I'm sure it was a good look.
We, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of conspiracy as charged in count 9 of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict as to count 9?
Oh, Mrs. M, God love you. Thank you, babe.
Verdict as to count 10, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington
I was
Wagner
gonna
IV,
do
is
it
guilty of aggravated murder
when it happened,
as
but
charged
then
in count 10
it
of
was
the
such a
indictment.
weird time. People
All
were at
3
work.
specifications as to count 10
So,
are found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
I wanted to wait for us all to be able to enjoy this moment as a family, as it were, you know?
The jury find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant George Washington Wagner IV.
Oh, thank you, Mark. You stick around because I got a question after this I want to ask just you. I mean, I want to ask the whole chat, but really, I want to ask you too, for sure, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, is that your verdict as to count 11? Verdict as to count 12, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner,
Hey, and 5, 6, 7, 8.
aggravated burglary as charged in count
Thank
12
you,
of the
Tony.
indictment. All three firearm specifications are found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, is that your verdict? As to count 13, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of aggravated burglary as charged in count 13 of the indictment, with all three specifications as to count 13 found to be true. Ladies and gentlemen, is that your verdict as to count 13? As to count 14, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of unlawful possession of dangerous ordnance as charged in count 14 of the indictment, with the two specifications as to count 14 found to be true. Is that your verdict, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, with respect to count 14?
Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so
Count
much.
15, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington.
What you writing,
Wagner IV,
Mr.
is guilty
Nash?
of tampering with evidence as charged in count 15 of the indictment.
I'm concerned for Mr. Parker looks concerned for his safety. I'm not gonna lie.
Count
He-
16,
I've never seen
we,
him
the
look like
jury,
this
find
before.
beyond
He
a
looks
reasonable
very
doubt,
unsettled.
that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of tampering with evidence as charged in count 16 of the indictment. Is that your verdict, ladies and gentlemen, with respect to count 16? Count 17, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of tampering with evidence as charged in count 17 of the indictment. Is that
That's
your
Mr.
verdict with
Nash.
respect to count 17? Count 18, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, is guilty of forgery as charged in count 18 of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is that your verdict with respect to count 18? Verdict of guilty as to count 19, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner IV, is guilty of unauthorized use of property as charged in count 19 of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen, is that your verdict with respect to count 19?
You think that the unauthorized use of property is about using Chris Roden Sr.'s truck?
Of wire, oral, or electronic communications as charged in count 20 of the indictment. Ladies and gentlemen, is that your verdict as to count 20? Count 21, we, the jury, find beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant, George Washington Wagner, is guilty of obstructing justice as charged in count 21 of the indictment. The additional findings are well,
I don't know.
This has been the additional findings circle.
He does look like he's having a little, he looks a little tacky. Nonstop Mom sure does.
The apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of another.
We already watched that verdict. He's guilty on that shit too. All right, they're going to call a recess, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then they're going to read the last two counts. This is the part I really wanted you guys to watch. So after all of this, look at the Rodens, bless their, and the Manleys, bless their hearts. This is the part I wanted you guys, well, right after this. I have never seen the bailiffs in the way that they are right now. That I don't know, Tony, and they have, everybody has really kept that on the low. I'm sure somebody knows, but Nonstop, Mom. Turn your volume down. Everybody, turn your volume down. Just because I want to do something really quick, but it's going to be loud. So just give me a second. Give you a chance to turn your volume down. All right. Are y'all ready? Toodaloo, motherfucker! Peace out, Girl Scout. Hello, Shamada. All right, so let's skip. There's lots of hugs and tears, but I want to skip forward to the outside. I have a hard time dealing with the crying, you guys. It breaks my heart. There's the real MVP. What up, Mr. Wilson? Hey, you need like a law clerk. Call me. I'd be more than happy. Come on, law crime. Get it together. Get out there to that. All right, here we go. Right. Well, no, because he's going to be presiding over Billy's trial. I'm glad you guys all enjoyed my toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey, Sugar Beat. Yes, another jury got it right.
My reaction to the verdict, I would like to start by saying I would like to thank the citizens of Pike County. I would like to thank the citizens of the state of Ohio for bearing this burden that should have never happened to this family in Southern Ohio.
Just commenting, Tony, about how the relationship seemed to be one of affection between the Wagners and at least your brother Chris and so forth. What do you make of all this madness?
You said the word.
Madness. What did you feel when you heard the first guilty verdict? What was going through your mind, and anyone else you'd care to comment?
I feel sorry for him.
Why is that?
Hey, Anita.
Because he is human.
How do you find the human? Like,
I'm sorry, you guys. It has to come out. He said it, and it has to come out. Now I got to do it. Madness. Sorry. I was just gonna explode if it didn't come out. All right.
so he did so much to your family.
I think we all have.
Oh, thank you so much in 5678. I appreciate that.
Mom say?
Thank you so
Between
much.
us.
Okay.
Tony, this has been such a long, awful road for you all.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're feeling a lot of emotions, but can you give us any sense of what you're feeling just right now?
A little bit of peace. We still have a long road to go.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there. Because we are family.
Are you hoping that this now will put pressure on Billy to plead guilty?
We can only hope. We can do it.
What would you share some thoughts about your loved ones that sadly are no longer with us? Because we concentrated so much on the legal proceedings, I can't even fathom. Just take a moment to talk about your loved ones.
They were human beings. They were human beings. They're gone. Nothing we can do on this earth will ever bring them back.
Sounds like you have hope and faith that maybe you'll be reunited one day.
Well, there is a judge and a jury on this earth, but there is a God. You got to believe in somebody.
George
Wagner
Wagner
IV
all
likely.
22 counts came back guilty.
Does the family have
We
a
are
reaction?
glad that it did come back, but you have to realize George Wagner is human. They just didn't show it on that night.
George Wagner
Does-
won't face the death penalty. How do you feel about that?
Of some of the things that were happening and some of the things that they said about your family that came out during this trial.
I think we all say things that we shouldn't say in life. and you just have to find a way to step around it and find the innocent.
Oh, I just
side
want to
of it.
squeeze
Tony, I'm
him.
not going to mention the names of the children because that's personal to you, and that's been my tact. But the world has been watching this, praying that, the granddaughter is, your loved one is well. What can you tell us about that situation?
She is very well being taken care of.
She's turned 9 years old, right, Tony? What would you say to George Wagner IV? What message do you have to him?
It should have never happened. Should have never
Right.
happened.
Never.
If he really loved his child, it should have never happened.
And he said he loved
Tony, you
Hannah
guys
too.
have been in almost every one of these for like 4 years now that we've been here.
Yes.
I guess
Night nonstop, Mom. Sweet dreams. Thanks for popping in, babe.
coming here to each of these hearings and sitting there and watching
It's family.
They have sat every single
Yes.
We
day.
won't face the death penalty. How do you feel about that?
Tony,
That's a tough one. I can't answer that.
Sorry,
when
given
Jake
what-
testified earlier in the trial, apparently he looked at the family and said, "I'm sorry." What was your reaction to that?
Sorry for what? For being not human? Fell on deaf ears.
how difficult, Tony, was it for you all to sit there and watch him talk about this in such a
Sugar Beet, you got the new emojis. What
You
the
can answer
hell?
that yourself. He was there.
Mrs. M, thank you
Talk
so
about Janine, Been through
much.
this, been through a lot. How's she doing now? How's she?
Amen.
That's the rock.
She's holding up great.
That's the rock.
Amen. Thank you so
She's
much.
the one got us this far.
Yeah, Tony,
Her and Judy.
what's something
And-
that gives you hope right now?
Andrea.
Yeah. The question: what's something that gives you hope right now?
Nestor
What gives you
Zoomies
hope right
days
now?
are behind
That's that
him.
person.
But yes,
Tony,
there was a
what's in
time when
your-
he had the Zoomies. Alice gets the Zoomies. Phew.
A little bit of peace.
What do you mean one step closer, Tony? One step closer. Meaning there's one more to go.
One more to go.
Well, we have to do that. We have to do that. I think as a victim, you have to take those steps. You
Let me
all
see
have
if I got these
I
dadgum
think
new
as we all listen to
emojis.
you, I have a sense that you're just gracious.
Finally, I
You seem like
do.
a very peaceful, gracious person.
That's just who he is.
Yeah. Which I think is a lot
87
more
hours
than
late,
a lot
yeah.
of us could say from a lot of people we know.
I like this one.
like I said, a lot of it is your upbringing and the people around you and family that you believe in. And if you have that, you can
Mr. Vest.
This is really our first chance to hear from you and the whole family. It's so enormous for any of us to get our minds around what happened. That's the reality. But you're living it. Do you, as we Christmas, will you just be able to kind of be still a little bit more easily? And you've lost so much, I can't even fathom. So nobody can. But you're living this nightmare.
I
What is
love
that
this.
like?
I love
That's why we
Doxies.
left alone
And a new
and enjoy our
puppy.
family during the holidays.
Hey,
Might you
True
say
Sideboard.
anything- Might you
Hi.
say anything about the investigation and the
Okie
prosecution?
dokie,
team?
Allie.
It seems as though there was a bond there. in
They all
terms-
done a wonderful job. We'd never be here without them.
You've done a great job.
It's been
Let you
6.5
know.
years
Yes.
with them, so we are
Yes.
very close.
What would you like
And
to say?
most of you have been around them too.
What would you like to say to the jury?
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
What's
It's a tough burden.
Yeah.
None of us can say what they dealt with.
What does the day mean to Chris Sr., to Dana, to Hannah, to Chris Jr., to Gary, to Kenneth? Frank,
A little
Frankie.
bit of peace. A little bit of peace.
they can rest in peace.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Got one more to go, right?
Got one more to go.
Tony, just
I'm so
really-
tired of that
I'm just
dadgum
surprised-
vest.
Maybe not surprised, but you guys are very gracious. You're talking about you have humanity. You're human. That George is human. Where does that come from? You said upbringing.
The
What
lady that's standing in that building. That's where it comes from.
your mom?
She's wrong.
Because it'd be real easy to be just mad and angry and everything else. And I don't sense that you all have that in your
Oh
hearts.
my God,
That's
Schmidt, I'm done with you for the rest of the day.
very stoic and just handle it as it comes, right?
Yes.
We've also
How
been
many
incredibly
days?
patient. Where does that come from?
You learn to be patient. What's the alternative?
You have to believe in somebody. I mean, if you don't believe in the people that's trying to prosecute this, you have to believe in somebody.
Well, let's ask to that point, and we won't belabor it. I know you guys you'll be done with this, but to Chris's point, walk us back for a minute, because everyone wanted. I did a story about the Mexican cartel doing it, in Cincinnati, wondering what had happened. What was it like those first couple of years before the arrest? Where you just had no idea, presumably.
It's like if you would go rabbit hunting. Sometimes a rabbit will run in a hole and then he'll jump back out and run again. And that's what the investigators were doing. So it was very frustrating. But you have to believe.
Tony, what happened tonight for the family? Just talk about tonight. What happened tonight? What do you guys do tonight?
Where's the party?
We're gonna go home. We're gonna go home. Enjoy our family.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
your
a little
entire family?
easier
Your
tonight.
entire family?
We're gonna go home and enjoy our family.
And sleep a little easier, like you
There's one
said.
name that we don't take for granted anymore is we love the ones we got and never let go. You can never let go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tony. Yes,
She
sir.
just-
The names, that's April, and this is
April, did you want to say anything
Angela
else?
and Tony, and next to Tony is his daughter,
Yeah, that's his niece.
and name is.
Oh,
Where'd she go? Or you'll have to
Thank
ask
you,
her.
ladies.
Thank you.
You want
Gentlemen,
me to
yeah.
grab her?
I thought that I agree, True Psych Ward, because Tony was like, he's a human. Now he has nothing for Jake, but for George, he had, you know what I mean? And that was, yeah, I agree. Okay. I want to just tell this guy that's on the phone, please be careful. Hot mic, hot mic. Remember that from Saturday Night Live, Anna Gasteyer and Will Ferrell? Hot mic, woo, hot mic, woo. All right, now on to, first of all, let's not move on just for a second. Let's just stay here for a second. What I wanted to ask is something that the one of the reporters asked. What do you think? But I want to hear everybody's. What do you guys think? Do you think that Billy's lawyers will, after seeing how the trial went, because essentially the game plan for Billy Wagner is going to be very similar to the game plan for George, right? And we see how that turned out. It's pretty much going to be the same evidence used. It's, so do you guys think that Billy will plead guilty and take a plea? I mean, the state doesn't have, they don't need him or anything. Like George has gone to trial and he's been found guilty. And I'm just curious if you guys think that Billy's, hey, Melissa Jade, good to see ya. If you guys think that Billy's lawyers will, if I were Billy's lawyers, I'd be like, bruh, there's only so much I can do. I think you should probably plead. Yeah, he's the only one left. So, presumably, I would think that the trial would go. Yeah. So what happened, Shmita, was in 2021, actually the 5th anniversary. So April 16th of 2021, Jake Wagner took a plea deal. All right. And then 4 months after Jake pled guilty and took a plea deal, Angela pled guilty and she took a plea deal. Now, Jake will never get out of prison. But he did testify to the state satisfaction and honored his plea agreement. So they removed the death penalty from George's trial. But Angela, she will get out. I mean, she's got 30 years. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Shmita. I just can't see him actually. I think that he's too bullheaded. I don't think he'll cop a plea either. If he was smart, he will. But I mean, I don't think he's gonna either. Okay. So now on to Juan David Ortiz. What am I doing? Let me see. All right, so this morning I started my coverage of what the frack? The Border Patrol serial killer case, okay, trial, I should say. And it's his name is Juan David Ortiz. He is charged in the murders of, here we go, 4 women and the attempted, I know they charged him with kidnapping and aggravated assault for the 5th, the almost 5th victim. She was the 5th intended victim. Oh, that's not what I want. Not day 1. Come on, Jenlu. Get it together, Giro. So today, and these were sex workers. So basically his motive is that, they're sex workers and they're less than he is. And law enforcement wasn't doing anything to clean up the prostitution. And so, hold on, I'm trying to get there. And so he took matters into his own hands, essentially. Hold on. I'm trying to get us there. Because there's a little bit of it's weird. They start to try to play it, and then there's an issue because of the sound or something like that. So it's kind of hard to find, but I think we're right about there. All right. So anyway, that's his case. So tonight I wanted to play the interrogation video because there's some parts in there that are particularly interesting. Anyway, so he ends up kidnapping this 5th victim, okay? And they found the first 2, right? But they had not found the last 2 at the time that he picked up Erica Pena, okay, who was a prostitute. And I don't like using that word. She was a sex worker, and she was known. How should I say this? He was known to Erica Pena. Okay, she had, he was a known customer, right? So this time that he picks her up, they do the usual. They go get her heroin. They stop at the gas station to get him 2 tall boys, and then they go back. Normally they went to a hotel, but for whatever reason, and this is what started it for her, this is what got her to start feeling unsettled. He decided to take her to his house, although she'd been there before. But this time she just didn't have a good feeling. So she ends up getting her fix and whatnot. And then he makes reference to one of the other victims, the one of the 2 girls that had been found, women that had been found. And it just made her sick, and she ended up going out front and actually vomiting in the grass. And she wanted to go home, and he kept trying to get her to stay and say, maybe if you take a shower, I know what, you probably just need something to eat. So he takes her up to the Valero gas station. All right. And that's when she really was feeling something was not right, because he pulled around to the back of the Valero gas station, not to the front. Right. So she tries to make a break for it. And he's got her by the shirt, and he's got a gun in her face. Well, she ends up getting out of her shirt and getting out of the vehicle. So he's just sitting in the truck holding, her shirt. And thankfully, at the gas station was a highway patrol officer who was filling up his work vehicle, and she ran up to him and, help, help, help. So, yeah, pretty much, Tony. So, this kicks things off, and it ends up where he makes a run for it. He ends up being apprehended. He's hiding in like a garage, not like a person's garage, not like a home garage, but a parking garage. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't talk. I think I got to. Oh, did you? I have to look at that, sugar beet. I'm making a note of it. So anyway, they catch him, right, and then they bring him back to the police station, and they're questioning him. Okay, so that's what we're about to watch now. Now, I will say this: some of the interrogation, I think, they don't have subtitles. Some of the interrogation is in English, and some of it is in Spanish, but they do have a translator. So hopefully the audio and stuff is good and we can hear it and everything is a-okay. If not, I'll try to translate as best I can. Okie dokie artichokes, are y'all ready? Now this is a trigger warning because I don't know what this fool is going to say. I don't know what all's going to happen because I only caught a little tiny bit of it, and what I caught wasn't you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. So here's your trigger warning. Okay, here we go. Let me skip ahead a little bit. Also, I just want to say, straight off the bat, I've never seen an innocent person be able to put their head down and rest like that in an interrogation room.
You comfortable with some learning? Yeah. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Left-handed. Okay.
All right, here we go.
You want to know more? I'm interested in this range. I don't know if you know what we do or we're part of the CBS family.
Oh, we have chair problems already. I'm feeling Macon, Georgia vibes.
Where's your right hand? Sorry. Where you right with? Right, left hand? Okay. We're gonna let your right hand break. You want more comfortable? Yeah. Just gonna secure you right here. Okay? You okay there? Yeah. Close the door there.
Speaking of Nestor, I must attend to him. I will be right back, but I'm in the chat. I'm just going to mute so I can see everything, okay? So y'all behave.
It is 09/15/2018. It is Saturday. It is 3:21 a.m. I'm just in Elizabeth, Texas Ranger, okay? And we're here at the US 59 Wood County Substation, and I'm here with Captain Calderon, Wood County Sheriff's Office. What's your name? You guys already know. Can you tell us? You guys already know. Okay, yeah. You know there's always two sides to every story. Everybody has problems, you know. And you know you're in custody right now, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you willing to tell us your side of the story as far as what happened, or? No? Yeah. That's what I have to reach your rights. Okay? Yeah. You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all. Any statement you make may be used against you in trial. Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to have a lawyer present and to advise you prior to, during any questioning. If you are unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any questioning. You have the right to terminate the interview at any time. Prior to and during the making of any statement, you knowingly, intentionally, and voluntarily waive this right said in this document. You understand your rights? I just need your initial right here that you understand your rights. You good? You don't want to sign up? Okay. coming out. Do you live by yourself at the house? Is somebody else at the house?
They're in San Antonio.
Okay. And that, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I just want to, because we're going to go to your house, eventually get a search warrant. And we want to make sure we don't want to, you have any dogs, anything like that in there? Okay, nobody's going to come back and we're going to fight them or anything?
My wife's driving from San Antonio to Lagoon. You guys could pull over, that'd be great. Keep her from coming to
Okay. What's your wife's name?
She's driving a black Chevrolet Tahoe, 2017 LT. The first three characters of her license plate are KYT.
KY.
She's at San Antonio, so she's probably, I don't know, let's see, I have Ortiz right now. So she's sitting over here. You guys could like stop her, that'd be awesome.
We can work on it, definitely.
Does
she live there with you?
She lives there. Okay. She went to San Antonio with all my kids, and all my kids are in San Antonio.
Okay. Just her coming back, or her?
It's just her and my son. I don't know why the fuck she's bringing so.
What's your wife's name?
Daniela.
I'll work on that as soon as I can. Let me start getting that information out, Daniela.
Daniela.
Please. And she's driving that black Chevy. You were thinking she's by Ortiz or
I know she's coming back. It's gonna be pretty bad if she's at the house. So if you guys can stop her, that'd be awesome.
I will do my best to do that.
As far as my house, you guys have my keys. Just walk in there and give me consent to go to my house.
Do you have any weapons at the house other than the one you have in the car?
Yeah, I have a bunch. I have AR-15, Bushmaster loaded. I have a 12 gauge shotgun, which I actually don't know where it's at. It's probably somewhere in my garage.
Okay.
I have a 20 gauge single shot Remington. I have a 22 lever action Ruger. And I have a very, very nice custom Kimber 45 cal.
Are they spread throughout the house, or do you have somewhere?
My AR-15 is in my kitchen counter. My two shotguns and the lever action are in my garage. And my real nice 45 Kimber is under my bed in that master bedroom. I think that's it. You guys could just walk into the house with the key instead of kicking it open.
Ortiz, you want us to help you out, but you're being very evasive with us a lot. I mean,
If you can't help them.
no, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Are you law enforcement?
You already know. I can pass this along.
I have never seen you.
You already know.
Okay. Yeah, but I have never seen you. That's what I'm saying.
And neither have I.
Right.
Sorry, but yeah, you guys could stop her. That'd be awesome. I don't know if you have any deputies or troopers up there.
Okay, and let's just say that we make contact. What do you want us to tell her?
Keep my kids and San Antonio. There's no reason to come back to the
Why is she coming back, and why are you referring to you don't know why she'd bring this photo? Is there something going on right now?
Yeah, she wanted to come over and talk to me. So she knew there was something going on with me. So I told her, dude, stay in San Antonio. Don't come. And she said, I'm going to go.
Why would she think there's something going on? Did you tell her something?
I called her. Yeah, so that's it.
What did you tell her?
I said, don't come. I told her we were perfect when we were in San Antonio.
Were you having issues or what?
No, I actually had a great marriage.
Are you having any issues with Laredo?
Yeah. So I was a squared away motherfucker in San Antonio. Petula station. I used to get a bunch of dollars. I got employee of the month. I got Operation Tainted Lady, took down the Gaetan organization. Most I ever got was 3 blow rods in one shift all by myself. They were not bullets. They were just squared away.
Are you canine handler?
I thought you were a canine handler.
No.
I have my canine handler. So life was good in San Antonio. Very, 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 very good. My wife was a registered nurse in Crystal Santa Rosa downtown.
Okay, I just have to make some commentary here on this guy. First of all, I don't appreciate these reindeer games that he is playing with these officers, and I'll tell you why. Because he is a long 9 year at this point. He had been a border patrol for 9 years, and he was actually in a supervisory position at this time, in this moment when this was taken. Let me see if I can fix this quality. Let me fix it. Anywho, so he's playing games. Okay. One of the things that he did is, and I haven't watched much more than this. So anyway, one of the things, he was read his Miranda rights. Everything was on the up and up. Nobody smacked him around. They didn't mistreat him. Hell, they bought him Whataburger for Pete's sake. Okay. And he refused to sign that he had been given his Miranda rights. And what the lawyer, his defense attorney, obviously unsuccessfully wanted his confession thrown out because he said that it was a false confession. But the judge said, I don't think so. Just because he didn't sign it, doesn't mean he wasn't read it. Okay, so let's and one of the girls that was in here earlier was saying that there was marital issues, but I think that might have been the stressor that caused him to do this, but I actually think this is something that he'd been thinking about doing for a long time. Well, I'm going to skip forward, just escape, because it always makes me feel uncomfortable. He's talking about his wife and his kids, and they're obviously not married anymore, but like, they're not part of this.
I had yes, sir. I just had my background done again.
You'll have to do it how many years? Like every 5 years, right? Did you have your phone with you? Yeah. Okay. So your wife's number's on your phone? Did they take your phone?
I don't know. I don't know how much they bought.
You just have that phone? You don't have another phone? You don't have a supervisor phone?
I had it, pero ya
Not anymore.
What was your wife intent on it?
She went over there to go visit her sister because we were gonna go see the fight with a coworker in San Antonio, and she ended up leaving without me because there's a fucking leak in my house, and the plumber supposedly is gonna show up tomorrow. So I told her, just go and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow.
So the fight was tomorrow night? Canelo?
The one of.
So, but why is your wife coming back?
Because I called her.
Oh, you called her?
You told her not to come back. Yeah. She worried about it.
When? Did you call her before or after the said that Circle K?
After.
After? Okay, so you called her when you were up there?
Yeah.
And you just told her not to come back?
Yeah.
How did you take it? Like, why?
She wants to know what happened.
Did you tell her?
I told her, keep the kids over there.
But obviously no te ibas a casa, right? She was still going to come down.
She was.
Oh, do you think she still came down? No sabes, right? For sure.
She was saying that
You don't know.
She's like, I'm going right now.
Okay.
I'm going to the house.
And did your wife, this issue that you were having with the VA and all the medications you were taking and stuff like that?
Were you keeping any of that from your wife? Were you expressing what you feel to her, how you feel? Somewhat.
I'm like, I'm good.
Right. You're saying that you felt like you were
Mm-hmm.
losing control or something?
See,
yes.
What is it that you're feeling? Help us understand what it is that you're feeling so we can try to determine what you're trying to tell us.
I mean, just
Well, nothing.
from from the day I was born until February of this year, I was a squared away bastard. And from February to now, I've had like 40 fucking appointments. And look at me.
Yeah, and because I was never in the military, so I don't know. I mean, you've been.
He is
overseas
sugar
and,
beet, yes.
I've never experienced that, so I wouldn't know. I guess what we're trying to say is you try to explain it to us.
There's things that we can't relate.
Right.
We can't relate about you, and we understand what you're saying because we hear from other people, coworkers. We see it on TV, but we don't understand what you're trying to tell us when you're talking about it. And exactly, you're trying to share some light on what you mean by that. What is it that you feel? What are you feeling right now?
Right now?
Like, what are you feeling when you're trying to express it? Something's not right. You're not feeling right. What is it?
It right, Mark?
Are you feeling some loss of control? Are you angry? What is it that you're?
I'm angry.
Really?
Loss of control.
Do you feel somehow relieved? Yeah, I mean, that's that.
No.
The gun that's in your truck, is that yours or that's Border Patrol?
There's two of them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
so hold on a
The
second.
ones in my house.
What kind of HK? Caliber?
40 cal.
I muted myself and not the dadgum.
I mean,
Oh my god. I should probably hang it up now, y'all. This is already going swimmingly. Anyway, so sugar beet, yes. The deal is that he is ex-military, and now for the life of me, he keeps saying squared away, which is a Navy term, but it's also I think an Army and a Marine term. I've only ever heard, but I don't think he was Navy. I feel like he was Marines. And he had, at the beginning of 2018, he had been seen at the VA for PTSD and stuff. So yeah, he was on some medications and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's playing games though. I feel like there's really, I mean, I'm sure he does have some PTSD, but I feel like this whole like a mealy kind of like non-committal kind of wishy-washy is an act. I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
You said it was 42.
Whatever they give us.
Do
I never
really? Do you know what color box it comes in?
I'm going to let it play for a minute, but I'm going to go on my phone and skip ahead to where the meat and potatoes are at. But I don't want to try to find it on here while y'all are waiting. So I'll just leave it like this, okay? Be right back.
I've seen some VP agents sometimes go to like an office or like a storage, and then they get the weapons and then they will qualify and then they bring them back.
Yes.
Or is that different for supervisor or what?
No, it's the same. But what are you talking about? The 40 cal? That's my pistol.
Okay. It's just the long arms. Entonces,
Oh, the long arms, sí.
right.
No,
Okay.
no,
I think it's the M4 or and the shotgun, ¿verdad? Estas you can't take them home?
No.
Right.
Okay.
But your sidearm, you didn't do. Okay. So what's in your truck? You said what's in your truck? Is that what's in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
When was the last time you shot this?
Give or take?
Probably the last time I called, which was once a quarter. So I was supposed to call this coming Tuesday. So subtract 3 months from that.
And that's the only truck you have?
In my life, probably. Someone gonna stop my wife?
Yeah. Let me get on that. Gonna do that favor. What do you want us to tell her?
Don't come.
Well, it's not quite that easy.
No, technically we can't keep her from coming.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in her right to come down.
What do you want me to relay to her?
Man, don't tell her anything.
Go back to San Antonio or?
What do you want us to tell? I mean, si te viene para atrás, obviously.
If she comes back,
So San Antonio, don't go to the
that
house.
should go to.
And if you guys go to the house, I mean, it's my wife and 3 kids. Please use the key. You have my key. I'll give you consent to fucking go into the house.
I knew what you meant,
That's
Corky.
it.
Let me notify some of the patrol supervisors so they can notify the highway patrol and get on the highway, and we can try to make that happen, okay?
All right, this is going to end here in a second, and they're going to go to recess. So I'm going to hold on.
Like JD, everything in the truck, is it yours or is it Border Patrol's? All the, do you have any bags, anything like that, any pouches, anything that's Border Patrol, right?
No, that's my plus. Yeah, but they gave it to me. So.
Okay. Is there anything else that doesn't belong to you that's in the truck? Because we saw like some, I guess, some beer cans. And we saw some like, I guess a pink purse. I don't think that's yours and that on GPA. Do you know who it is? Do you know how it got to your truck?
Oh, this is the part where he pretends he doesn't know who Erica Pena is, so we're going to leave it here.
Part of your, and you, obviously the beer you got from here, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And the gun, you said, because there's a gun.
Yes.
I don't know yet about that sugar beet. It's only day 3. And hold on, I'm going to pause real quick. So one of the issues with this case is, now you would think that a Border Patrol serial killer would make the news, right? Like we should all at least have heard of this case, right? But a couple of the people that were in my live this morning watching this trial that are relative there, this happened in Laredo, Texas, right? So a couple of people that are somewhat, they're not in Laredo, but they're somewhat local. They have nothing about this was mentioned on the news. Nothing. So, yeah, the pink purse is Erica Pena. Is that, he tried to, kidnap her and whatnot, but there was nothing about this on the news. So I stumbled upon this because what was I doing? Oh, I know what I was doing. I was going to Law and Crime to watch the Wagner trial, and I saw this, and I was like, "Oh, what's this about?" And so then and now we're here. So I don't know very much about this case. I'm learning it along with you guys, but now that I know that y'all are interested, I'm gonna, and I'm interested. I'm definitely gonna read up and get some backstory. Also, we came in on day 3, so that's problematic. And I thought one night this week we'll just do a catch up, so go over the highlights from day 1 and day 2 that we've missed. So maybe we can get a some more backstory. Now I will tell you this: what he did to these women was he just executed, and I don't mean just as in I'm minimizing it. I mean, he just executed them, and they were all just left on this I-30. It's on I-35. That's a main thoroughfare through the whole United States, but it's huge in Texas. And so he just disgusting. He just treated them like trash. And now here he is acting like, oh yeah, the tall boy, the beer cans, those are mine. And oh, but the purses, and I don't know who that belongs to. Yes, you do.
And on a daily basis, how many pills do you take? Is it 20 or 15?
I take, in the morning, I take.
Well, yeah, babe, because sugar beet 3 days of a trial. That's 24 hours of trial. Well, not really a whole 24 hours, but because but trial days are 8 days.
In the morning, I take 5.
Okay.
In the evening, I take
5. What the hell do they have you on?
3, so I take 8 per day.
Okay. You were pretty upset, kind of emotionally when you decided to truck up there. Can you tell me why you were up there? And you have a house and everything.
You guys already know.
You don't know. Make contact with them.
I think that's
Be on the lookout.
a lot of the reason why this didn't make
Nobody
such a
nobody called us,
headlines.
nobody called PD or anyone like that.
because
So
he
maybe
is
she
Border
didn't know.
Patrol.
Well, maybe, probably there's a bunch of missed calls in your phone right now. And I'm picture right now, she's pretty worried about what's going on.
Right.
Anita, that's a good question. Makes you wonder, doesn't
All
it?
we told her, or all we're gonna.
Oh, we will catch up, Sugar Beats. Yes, we will.
If they do stop her, to please go back to.
Right, he acts like he's in here for a freaking traffic violation, like running a red light.
Of course.
Or
if she wants to
DWI.
disregard us, you know, we can't do anything about it, right? But
He says that, has there ever come a time where you black out that you don't know what you did? Is it
Oh my
like
God.
often, or-
It's,
Okay. You're not supposed to do that. Right? Did you black out today?
No, you didn't, and you didn't black out any
So
other
you
day.
were
So
driving
stop
also
playing.
when
he was driving. I don't know what the fuck I was at.
Okay, okay.
Right, Sugar Beat? Like this is just
So you said you don't know
infuriating.
where you're at.
Yeah, I'm here at Wood County jail on Highway 59.
Digo, pero when you ran, you don't know where you're at?
I went into the restroom
Uh-huh.
at the gas station.
Okay.
I came out and I saw a trooper, and another trooper, and one of them had his rifle. Put your hands up. What the fuck?
Okay.
You know, like, don't fucking move, put your hands up. Put my hands up, and I go, sir, you're freaking the fucking crap out of me right now. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Okay.
Sir, right now, are you the owner of that truck? Yeah, it's my fucking truck. Don't fucking move! Like, what
Oh,
the fuck?
fuck.
Don't move! Yeah, he's all like, turn around! I turn around. Fuck this. I fucking took off running.
Because you were scared, or because
Right, you know, I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I go to the restroom, and there's a guy with an AR-15 with a flashlight pointing at me. And I think the other guy had a rifle or a sidearm. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I take off in full sprint. And one thing I learned from the house is I don't stop running. So I kept fucking running. I was like, these motherfuckers are going to catch me. And then I just hear,
Oh, you actually hurt?
yeah, he fucking missed the taser.
Okay.
And I kept fucking running again, kept running, and he missed the second taser. All right, he's empty, he's got to reload. I'm fucking running. I come up some corner, and there's a sharp one. I make a left.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious still. Bowling.
Stay there. Damn it.
And then when they arrested me, they asked me if we had the fence that I jumped. I didn't jump the fence. I had no idea what this fucking was.
Right off the parking brush.
Yeah.
Do you hunt?
Yes.
Deer or elk, or what do we?
Mostly hog.
Mostly women.
Pero
Oh.
with a rifle, or with
Yeah.
a gun, or you go, once you get back, then go up to the house y los picas.
AR-15.
Oh, AR-15. Like en la noche, okay.
No, and then the
You have a ranch?
I had a lease, pero ya no lo tengo.
¿Dónde lo tengo?
Highway 59, pasando Wallhausen Road on the right.
Just
Oh,
past.
okay. How many acres? was it?
No más era como 45 acres.
So when was the last time you
Or
hunted?
just like
Probably last summer.
Okay. Is it pretty relaxing matando allá, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
In the city?
not like over there when you are.
What type of clothes would you wear? Would you like get all camoed out or nomás en jeans?
No, not really.
Nothing.
Not really.
Purple or only jeans.
Shirts de las que venden en Academy in Colombia.
Or when they sell at Academy.
You keep saying
When
that
did he
you
say
know
that, Mark?
Where you're,
Do we miss it?
you don't feel maybe maybe there's some apologies that might be handed out because of what happened first.
I was the supervisor for the first and a half, so I interviewed a bunch of people, so. I'm playing those operations.
Sometimes saying the truth make you feel a lot better. You don't have everything cleaned up inside you. Like I said, sometimes it's like
That's it.
like, se acabó. It's over.
Oh, okay. I know the clip. I know where it's at. I'll get it. Thank you.
My wife, before she left, really con el pinche called the city of Laredo Utilities Department, and they pissed me off because we had already called them 2 weeks ago, telling them that there was a leak. And 2 weeks ago, we dijeron que había un leak, que there's an aquifer under my house that's leaking water, y que it's natural water, groundwater. There's nothing they can do about it. Okay, so 2 weeks, ahora está saliendo un chingo de agua.
Oh.
So I called the fucking utilities department. Otra vez, sir, usted sabe, la tiene la, quién sabe qué. Le digo, por favor, he can't even open the manhole. Please check it. He checked it.
Where's the translator? You're missing a bunch.
Got the pump and got the water out.
I fucking told you people.
No sewer doesn't have a leak.
So the house was leaking for over a month. And then, que primero, segundo, mañana.
Supposedly the plumber will go tomorrow to fix it. That's why I took my wife. Go to San Antonio and stay here.
What time did your wife get sent?
And the damn plumber finishes.
Maybe 6.
And she called you and tell you
That she had arrived over there already.
You're not going to translate that?
Yes.
And then so you just stayed at the house, you go off?
I stayed there drinking.
That's pretty much it.
So your truck was in a video somewhere else and wasn't your truck? Or do you remember?
What? Your life. You don't remember the 4 women you went alive, you piece of shit? Oh, sorry.
No, I take 8 pills per day, but that's my prescribed dosage, prescribed medication.
What were you drinking? How much did you have in there?
Maybe 6 tons.
No, I have nothing on my board.
Well, how much was
I
it?
think you probably blow over those 6 dollars.
A while ago, I did. A while ago.
So you had them at the house? So like I said, if there's video of you in your truck out of your house, you have the right colors.
I was at home drinking.
I go to the gas station, take a piss, come up, there's 2 guys running here.
I'm going to stop you right here, Mr. Ortiz. You were at your house, okay, drinking, which there's nothing wrong with doing that, but we're just going to go with your story here, right? You're at your house drinking. So you've already admitted this, and you're not even drinking like the regular 12-ounce beers, right? You're drinking Tallies. So what is that, 16 or 24? I can't remember. It's been a minute since I purchased a Tolly, like high school. Anywho, you know, you got to get you when you're in high school, you're drinking on a budget, okay? So you have to get the most bang for your buck. Anyway, why would you leave your home, risk driving under the influence, which you know is illegal, even if you weren't a border patrol man for 9 fucking years? You would know this was illegal, right? To go pee, of all things, just to go pee. He didn't even say, like, was it a lame excuse? Not even, I went to go get more beer. I went to go get snacks. None of that. Just, I had to pee.
All the way.
Oh, and Mark, let me answer your question. Shout out to Shmita for this. Okay. The sheriff's chief deputy said Ortiz planned to commit self-harm by cop, stocking up on weapons and trying to goad police with his phone when arrested. In the hours before his arrest, he posted 2 goodbyes to people he knew on Facebook. Okay, hold on a second. She has something else for me here, I see. Oh dear. Hold on. What is this? What did you say, Shmita? Yeah, me too. I didn't know this. Shmita's over here doing what Shmita. This is why we call her Shmita. She's over here digging up all the things.
To go take a piss at a Valero, knowing that.
Oh, I see what you
Probably
mean,
like,
Shmita.
that's like 100 stores between your house and, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so Shmita pulled
Has
up
that ever happened to you? That
like his hold on. His jail records. And it's got hold on. All right, hold on. Warrantless on view. The charge is evading arrest or detention. And then it has cash bond surety, $3,000. And then it says wrong person in the disposition. So I don't know what that's about. Oh, I see. I think what it is that they credited the bond. I don't know what they did, but it's weird. It says wrong person.
That you don't remember what you did.
has your wife ever?
Oh,
Okay,
Shmita
I'm using
is
this like an exaggeration. Has
no,
your
I
wife
knew
ever
what you meant, babe. I just realized it.
You know what? Last time we went out with friends.
Oh, okay.
This is why we love Shmita. Shmita be finding all the things on all the people.
Right.
Just as a friendly reminder.
No.
Let me push.
I know my drinking is a problem.
Oh, your drinking is the problem, not your unaliving of other human beings. Okay. I just want to remind everybody that Shmita, yes, Shmita does rock, but she's also the channel manager. So if anybody has any complaints, she also runs the complaint department and she runs the suggestion department as well. So if you have any questions, complaints, concerns, suggestions, please contact Shmita. All right, here we go. Yeah, your drinking is the problem.
But you got
Then you
worse
say,
when you went to the VA.
Was
well, because
fucking back then I was just drinking chingo.
a lot.
Like fucking 18 packs per day. Y no me levantaba con cruda.
And I didn't wake up with a hangover or anything.
Go to the fucking gym, whatever.
It's not.
But then I started taking these fucking pills, and it says you gotta cut back on the alcohol. So I stopped buying 18 packs to cut back.
And now I'm an idiot.
I guess that's what happened. I mixed the tollies with the pills, even though they're not narcotics, they're not painkillers, so it's not like morphine or anything. It's something completely different.
Right.
But alcohol is a depressant.
Your tollies today? Where'd you go?
At
Where do I fucking buy them?
en el where the fuck did I buy them? I don't fucking remember these. En el y en el tanque del diesel, en el cruzar la calle de Walmart, Murphy Express.
It is?
Yes.
You bought how many? Three. Bud Light, right?
¿La razón o somebody else?
Were you alone?
I just want to say that the translator has missed a couple of fucks. I'm not gonna, but that's all he's really missed. I mean, he's missed a little bit else, but nothing important.
Are we gonna see any calls that you made that you said?
No,
Some coworkers.
Do you remember who the coworker was that just called
Yeah, they were calling me like crazy.
you?
A girl, Gabby Nunez, called me.
Okay.
And she was, I know she was with someone. Ortiz, where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
When was this?
This was earlier.
But CBP?
Yeah, she
Okay.
I know she was writing it down or she was being recorded or probably pinging my phone or something.
Why would it be?
Aww. Oh, it is the Navy.
She kept saying, where are
See,
you?
I should have known with the squared away. That should have tipped me off. My dad was Navy.
And then she go, like, you could tell caveat. Okay,
Okay.
No, because he's speaking.
So,
They call it
where are you?
Tex-Mex.
¿Qué le dijiste when she wrote it down?
They, by they, I mean the officers.
I said, can someone please fucking call her and tell her not to come?
They wouldn't get nothing out of him, Mark.
Before that happened?
It's better that these guys are doing it.
No.
She just called you out of the blue?
I didn't know that, Shmita.
So Gabby called you and then you told her, tell my wife please not to come to Laredo. Okay, why would you do that to Gabby?
Because I was laying in the bed of a pickup truck waiting for you guys to go there. So
When was this?
this was tonight.
Before we got here?
Yeah, like 2 minutes before you guys got
So one of your agents tried calling
started.
Yes, sir.
to try and locate you.
No, he's already been Mirandized.
¿Te dijeron why we're not looking?
Se me hizo mucha coincidencia that everyone from work was calling me.
To me as a coincidence.
A bunch of missed calls.
How many calls do you think you got in this call?
They were calling nonstop.
And why didn't you answer?
I'm laying down in the back of a truck waiting to get my face smashed.
Yeah, for no reason. Let me just say this. Okay, so the reason that he's getting these calls from his coworkers is because whenever he took off running, obviously, law enforcement, the highway patrol guy, the highway patrol guy okay, let me start again. Okay, so when Erica Pena came up to the highway patrol officer and she is explaining what happened, right? And she says that she thinks that Mr. Ortiz here is responsible for the death of the other two women, right? And so the highway patrol officer calls dispatch and they refer him to the detective that he needs to speak to in Webb County, right? And as this is all happening, he's also running the plates on the vehicle. So they know then that he is Border Patrol for sure. Not just, I'm sure Erica told him that, but for sure they know because they've run the plates. So all of this is going across the scanners. Border Patrol is hearing this and they know it's him. That's why they're calling repeatedly. Not for no reason, Mr. Ortiz. Stop it. Nothing happened to you.
It could have been a lot worse.
Sure could have.
What took so long?
Well, you know why?
There's cameras in the parking lot. The troopers knew I wasn't armed. That's why they didn't shoot me when I was running.
You were all over the place.
I ran from the gas station to the fucking parking lot. I ran up the stairs and I got in the bed of the pickup truck. That's all.
I don't know. I'll look into him more tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bully.
Well, see, I
Or
mean,
Shmita might have the answer. Let me check.
There's two troopers.
Shmita probably knows everything.
In my mom and I ran two troopers.
sí, pero pues around the edge, they were like, wait, it's like you're running your uniform and Sam Brown and everything.
And they shot at me twice and they missed.
with, pero not with a rifle,
No,
right?
con la taser.
Okay, con la taser.
With,
Are you sure they didn't hit you? Okay. So también.
but also,
Come on, dude.
You shot the thing, don't you? Yeah, not that accurate.
Right. Well, y acuérdate que you're in a
What he
drone,
did in the
so,
Navy.
You know, it's a drone, it kicks in and you're off like a bala.
bullet.
How many times have you run after a group and you wonder what they're on because they're flying? When you run, you run.
That's what I learned from them is never stop running.
No, you're doing good, babe.
I stopped running, so I got caught. I did not follow their.
But eventually, I mean, there's gotta come a dead end. I mean, you're running around, pero, como ellos tú ya
You
sabíamos.
say, we already knew.
Right?
You already knew.
Okay, this is something else Shmita found. So initially, when he, oh my God. Is this the answer to the question, Sugar Beet? About what he did in the Navy? Or, okay. I'm sorry, too much for Jen. Okay, so also, under any other circumstances, this would be, and it was initially, a capital crime with capital punishment. Okay. Well, this is what had happened. All right. Alanis said that throughout this process of the case in court, he and his office have been in close contact and in private meetings with the victim's family. Quote, most recently, after we won the last motion to suppress regarding the search of the truck, I met with all the victims' families and with the other victim that escaped. Alani said, we had a discussion as to the direction of the case. They unanimously requested of me to remove the death penalty and seek life without parole. And it continues, justice is different for every person. The families of the victims in this case had unanimously reached the consensus that it would be better for Ortiz to spend the rest of his days locked in a cage like an animal than to have a date with the executioner. And I have to say, I agree with that. First of all, he's former law enforcement. He will be in Gen Pop. That's going to be a problem for him. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sugar Beet. So here you go, bowling with cotton balls. Marksman Award and a master's degree. A master's degree in what?
Oh yeah, double H ranch boots.
Did you go to ranch today or no?
Or not?
Ranch.
You weren't at a ranch? No, you weren't at a ranch? So for the most part, you were just in Laredo?
Pretty much.
When you transferred to Laredo from San Antonio, right? Because of a promotion?
Yes, 3 years ago.
And you went straight to the big?
No.
So what station were you working at?
Laredo North.
North, okay. So that was your duty station, Laredo North?
Yes.
Okay, now Laredo North, corre what?
Thank
The
you,
checkpoint?
guys.
Current checkpoint.
And
Pretty
then-
much a checkpoint.
Okay, and then how much from the checkpoint, because I know se mete west,
West intersects.
what's the cutoff, the west, east, north?
Of
They cut off the west to north.
Yeah, what Mark said. Thank you,
I
Mark.
think, I'm not sure where Mines Road meets the end of the pavement.
Okay,
Hasta la madre.
so that's
way
west?
out, way out over there.
That's Laredo West.
Okay. Okay, y
And
when does north go all the way by
over
west?
there.
Right now, they're doing, they're covering zone 4 and zone 3, so.
Oh, really? I
go
didn't know that,
hasta
bowling with cotton balls.
Okay, that's pretty far.
Yeah.
And cuando you transferred to Laredo acá, north, you were just a field agent or canine or what? You're my canine, I'm sorry.
Yeah, supervisor.
Okay,
That was mostly at the checkpoint and mobile. And
what's the bubble?
desk admin shit, that's pretty much all I did when I was there. Hasta que me pusieron en el targeted enforcement unit.
Okay. Who was your supervisor cuando estabas en
When you were at
Pues I guess you can say Juan C. Rivera.
You know, eventually you got sent to the big.
I put in for details of it.
Because nobody wants to put.
Right, Ali?
No, pensé que era algo
I thought it
más,
was something else.
something better.
Right.
That's all.
I think most of the guys put in for it because I guess it's the steady hours, ¿verdad?
Right.
Most of the hours.
Yes.
Who was the supervisor at the big?
All right, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I want to hear him. I want to hear this confession.
Right now. Okay. And you said you were on, I guess, on the list, getting ready to promote again, or no?
Or not.
See, so what were you gonna?
And is there anything on that document that identifies who recovered it?
My name and my signature, date, agency, and phone number.
I want to know what happened today about that. You keep telling me we should know something, and we already know. You know why you're here. You know why you're here. We'll get to that. Before we get to that,
Hey, Mama
what happened with
Stone.
the young lady earlier?
I have no idea what a young lady you're talking about.
You know, you remember Erica?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have no idea who Erica is.
The only Erica I know is Erica Castro, and she's from Iceland.
No, you know Erica Pena. She was in your truck. Her shirt's in there too.
The only Erica I know.
That's from Brownsville. So you're from Brownsville? Yeah. Oh, wow. That was my first TV station. Yeah, I was there for 8 years.
Okay.
Wow. With Erica, not from Brownsville. All the rest.
Well, you don't know Erica Pena. How did her blouse get in your truck, sir?
They call you Judy. Much like call you Judy.
Good night, Corky. See you in the morning, hopefully. I'm going to stream in the morning.
They call everything.
And
You know you didn't take this off, but we have I'm gonna attack you.
so, did you remember I think you said something like that?
Oh,
Right? Right. What?
Listen.
You've done investigation before. You know how evidence is collected. You know how they collect the evidence. So when you say that you all know already. You think tienes kids or not?
You say you have.
3 kids.
Right.
Okay. And you're gonna love them forever, right? Okay. No matter what they do in life.
Yeah.
Let's say you have 2 kids that go doctors, lawyers, the otro kind of
And the other one doesn't even
lo
work
arrestan
unless
and everything. You have to go get them out of jail and everything. You still gonna love them,
they arrest him.
right? Or you're gonna treat him like that. You're gonna cut him off. No matter what he did. Si algo le pasaba.
If something happened to him.
I had this discussion with the wife.
Okay.
She said I'm so okay to say it.
If it turns out to be failure.
So you're kind of strict with your kids.
Very.
Okay. And your wife is a lenient one?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that one of the issues that you all been having?
Having issues.
Okay.
I promise you. It's anything with that.
Not even with the drinking, tampoco you had issues? So she
I'll
was
be right
cool
back.
with drinking and everything?
She was not cool with me drinking and driving, blacking out.
Okay.
And she would tell me that I was risking too much at work if I don't think to leave a
If you get stopped for
So
DWI.
that was the only argument with drinking. She
Okay.
said, "Dude, you're fucking drinking, you're driving, you black out." So that was why I started.
Okay, and you would be driving with your family in the car?
No, never.
So era cuando ibas
So
con
it was
los
when you
boys,
would
okay,
go
like
with
boys night out or
girls
whatever?
like
Yeah,
47.
I never really did night out. Like I never really hung out with anyone from work.
So when would you drive in?
Louder so that the translations can come out.
Yes.
Okay, please.
Nomás le iba cuando iba para el rancho.
Okay.
Y en el rancho me ponía pedísimo.
By yourself?
And at the ranch, I would get
And
really drunk.
my wife hated me.
And you would go there by yourself?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Porque está in the middle of nowhere. It's about a mile north of Wilhausen Road. Y
Because it's
pues quien quiera andar ahí con el
And
cabrón.
then
Right.
who wants to be there with
Can you
you?
iterate?
So no, I never drank with my kids in the car.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. So one of your kids sale mal.
Turns out to be rotten.
When was the last time you were there on the toll road?
Toll road? It's been a while. I've been on toll road since probably when I was in Target Enforcement Unit. I got fucking bailed out. I was on the toll road. You know, me parqué
And then I
on
parked
Highway 83 and
at
the
the
Fast Flow gas station.
across the
Cruzar
street
la
from the
calle,
dam.
el pinche vaquero saloon or some shit to say. I was
That
parked
is
in the
there.
gas station, broad daylight, looking at traffic, 2 in the afternoon, passing that white
I was with
F-250
the
long bed, con un pinche escape driving it
with a damn
with a
straw.
helmet in the dashboard. And I hesitated, like, it's too good to be true, thing, this carajo, ¿no? So I go, I get behind him. I tried to get behind him, the motherfucker stepped on it. And then I go on the passing lane. He had like a scout with him, intentionally blocked me, and lit him up. Finally got out of the way, and I stepped on it. Oh, look, what a coincidence!
Oh,
That
by
deputy was going by. I
coincidence
don't
that
remember his name. He said commander and suit.
Okay.
Tall guy. Yeah. Tall guy. The guy ended up bailing at the TNA gas station at the 13-mile marker. He had like 500 pounds of weed. So.
Okay.
I think that was pretty much the last time I was on the toll road. Went down to TU.
When I was at
After
the
that,
TU.
we started focusing mostly on stash houses. Yeah, we worked mostly on
And
the
that's
south
it.
side of Laredo.
What about Jeffrey's Road? When's the last time you were there?
Jeffrey's Road, it's been a long ass motherfucking time. Probably since before TU. Probably in 2015, maybe 2016. That's probably the last time I was there. Pero Jeffrey's
But-
Road on the SK 255 runs
see that.
west and east on the north side. The north side is on the top traffic. On the south side,
That's where all the traffic is.
Those,
There isn't
rich
anything.
people live there. They're rich ranch houses.
Okay.
On the north side is the top traffic.
So if you're going
Is where the traffic is.
on 35, the toll road on Pacalembe Bridge on
When you are
the
entering
north
the
side.
bridge.
Yeah, it's on the
Right.
north side. And
Yes.
it goes a very, very long way. I never really liked going in there porque,
Because-
like I said, I started in Cotula and I went to North as a supervisor. So I never got the actual field time to track groups.
There.
So, mostly a highway guy. Aquí.
Here at.
En Cotula tienes los ranchos con madre.
I don't, and I do know the ranches very well.
So they're already pretty much lost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, as a supervisor, you don't get much field time, unfortunately.
How many guys did you supervise?
I had like a crew of 14.
Yeah, her.
Look.
Ortiz, right? You know you're in a bad deal right now.
We're living on bond.
No.
I mean, I think you know the bind you're in right now. And I think what happened earlier today with that person, that's not all that happened.
You guys keep saying this person,
A couple of weeks ago.
Listen, look.
Okay. A couple of days afterwards on that day. And then this happens to you, that you remember picking up this other lady. And then guess what? I'm finding another lady tonight.
Oh, fucking shit.
I'm sure you're from the news, right?
Right.
Tonight, you said?
Oh, fucking shit.
Now, the kind of weapon you're describing, same kind of weapon, linked to all of them. You know how DNA works?
Yeah.
Okay. You know how blood works? You know how a cell tower phone works? Yes. Okay. Is there any reason why all that stuff's gonna probably be linked to you?
So you lend your gun to someone else?
Not myself.
It had been a long time.
And you said you didn't fire today? No. So we do a GSR in your hands, it's not gonna show any gun residue? No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. Well, you don't see it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You don't see it?
I mean, you studied criminal justice statistics. Well, you know the GSR how it works.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead because this isn't they're gonna end for the day like shortly here because he doesn't give anything up at this point. There's like 3 or 4 more, I think, CDs because this was a long interrogation. So you hear that part that we're just talking about GSR. All right, well, let me skip ahead to the part to that. Hold on. Hi, Alice.
It would have.
All right,
It
hold
would
on.
have distracted from the ability to do a GSR before. Correct.
Did you elect to perform the GSR before the interview?
No, we
And-
didn't do a GSR before the interview.
And why not? Or during the interview? Did you stop to do it during the interview?
No,
Okay, and why not?
I felt it would have distracted from the ability to interview him. It would have taken away from the interview. I feel like there would have been more value to interviewing him and seeing what he had to say than interrupting that with a process of doing all that and perhaps not being able to talk to him after that, making him change his mind about talking.
So that was, so what you're saying, that was a strategic decision on your part, as far as not interrupting the interview to do the GSR.
It wasn't an oversight. No, I didn't forget to do GSR.
It was intentional by you.
Yes, by
By
the discussion we had, the team.
Okay. Because obviously we saw in the video he went to the restroom, right?
Yes, correct.
He ate some chips.
Yes.
He licked his fingers.
Yes.
All of that can compromise GSR results, correct?
Absolutely.
So, so then.
And he was at the restroom before he ran. He may have washed his hands there, may or may have not. I don't know.
Okay.
That could have compromised it as well.
Your Honor, that's all the questions I have until Disc 3, if the court wants to break at this time.
Do you have any cross on those limited questions right now? Not now.
Still on
direct.
He's still on direct. I haven't passed them over.
I understand.
But,
But we're
okay.
doing the video thing. That I'm just asking if there's
Yes.
any limited questions. That's why I said it that way. Then at this
Okay,
time,
Allie,
we're
well, I'm
gonna
about to get
recess
off
for
of
the day.
here.
I'll ask you to be here by 8:30 again tomorrow.
All right, so they're going to pick it up tomorrow and we'll pick it up tomorrow too. But I want to play this part real quick for you guys because this is what he says. This is him making fun of the cops. All right, hang on. Ah. All right. Hold on. I got it. I know I miss her too. I think he must have been negative. They're not going to get into it until they want to get to his confession is what they want to do. And so because during the interrogation, doing a gunshot residue test was mentioned, I guess the prosecutor elected to, yeah, pretty much, Mo, elected to stop and ask the detective about that. I'm sure that I'm sure they did do a GSR test, and I'm thinking based on the way that the prosecutor was questioning the detective that it did come up negative. So that's what I think. All right, hang on. I want to play this for you guys just real quick. Hello, Alice. I love you too. All right, this is the remark he makes about running. Oh, I'm sure they're gonna bring that up, Sugar Beat. Absolutely.
Damn, who's the trooper I smoked, man? The trooper couldn't keep up with me, dude. Tell him he needs to work out some more, man. Two of them. Two troopers, dude. I was fucking running, dude.
Get Alice, Jew. No. Not gonna get up here. Look, he's still smirking. So there you go. So that's right. But then when they actually enter the room, right? And they're sitting down talking to him, then he can't make eye contact. He's, blacked out, blah, 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 blah. All right. So I'm going to end it for tonight. Thank you guys all so much for being here. I'm tired. And I'll see you guys tomorrow they're going to start at 8:30 their time. So 9:30 Eastern. So I'll start like 9:20. Okay. Like 10 minutes before the trial begins. And they're going to play disc 3, which I'm thinking disc 3 is when they get to the, I hope, actual confessions. So anywho, good night, you guys. Thanks for being here. And I will see you all in the morning, hopefully. Those that can make it, you know what I'm saying? Or at some point tomorrow. I hope I see all of you guys tomorrow at some point. All right. Bye, you guys.